Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the 55th Commencement Ceremony of the Henry Viscardi School. For those who can, please stand and greet those who are in our processional. Ladies and gentlemen, the Board of Trustees, tonight's honored stage guests, and our school administration led by President and CEO Dr. Chris Rosa. Ladies and gentlemen, the faculty and staff of the Henry Viscardi School, led by Faculty Marshal Nancy Piccola. Graduates, led by Student Marshal Frank Briganti.
I now welcome Hunter Tobias to the stage for our Pledge of Allegiance.
I'm gladly will be blessed. I'm here. I need them. I'm wrong. I need them. I'm avoided. Avoided. I'm God. I never do. Whatever. I know them all.
You may be seated. Thank you, Hunter. Good evening. I'd like to welcome all of you to the Henry Viscardi School Commencement. It is with great pleasure and pride that I lead today's commencement ceremony, as it marks an extraordinary accomplishment for each one of our graduates and is a testament to their hard work and perseverance. Before we begin today's program, I would like to introduce the executives and special guests who are joining us this evening on stage. To my left, your right, Dr. Chris Rosa, President and CEO of the Viscardi Center. Emily Ladow, disability rights activist and author, and tonight's commencement speaker. Beth Daly, chairperson of the Henry Viscardi School Board of Trustees. Jessica Caggiano, assistant head of school. And Ms. Jeanette Glover, clinical support services and admissions coordinator. Before addressing our graduates, I would like to take a moment to recognize the HVS staff who continually go above and beyond and have wholeheartedly chosen professions that positively change lives each and every day. Without seeking personal praise, the Viscardi team educates our students by teaching not only through academics, but by example. For your passion and genuine warmth, I am deeply grateful. Thank you. On behalf of the entire HVS community, I would also like to congratulate this year's retirees. And they didn't know I was doing this tonight, so June McDonald, physical therapist. She's been with us for 30 years. Barbara Cohen, teaching assistant, has been with us for 27 years. Ellen Ridgway, teaching assistant, has been with us for 26 years. Stephanie Zaslow, speech language pathologist, has been with us for 26 years. Dr. James Galett, science teacher, has been with us for 20 years. Eileen Brandt, sixth grade teacher, has been with us for 14 years. And Marita Jardines, teaching assistant, has been with us for 7 years. These distinguished individuals have been with us a combined 150 years of service. Let me say it again, 150 years of service. They have made such a difference in the lives of so many children and have passionately dedicated their careers to educating and empowering our students. We are truly thankful for all their years of service and wish them all the very best in retirement. Thank you. Parents, We thank you for being active in your child's learning and for entrusting and believing that the Henry Viscardi School would provide an enriched, high-quality education in a warm and safe environment, a place where your children could prosper. You should be proud of the accomplishments they have achieved and your role in that getting them here today. So parents, truly, we thank you so much for your support over the years. Graduates, I have been here at the Henry Viscardi School as a teacher and administrator for 21 years now. In fact, I have taught many of you sitting in front of me. We have made many memories together, and it has been my pleasure to watch you grow and mature into bright, confident, and compassionate young adults. You know from your years here that things don't always come easy, but you have continually rose to the occasion and found new ways to accomplish your goals. Once you leave here tonight, your road will not always be easy. Whether it be a class in college, finding a job, making new friends, or transitioning into adulthood. But don't let these bumps in the road stand in your way. When you feel challenged, and you certainly will at times, remember the uphill climb of our founder, Dr. Henry Viscardi Jr., who opened this school's doors over 60 years ago. A man with a disability, he set out to prove people wrong, to change misconceptions. His vision was to show not only Long Island, but the entire world that people like him, people like all of you, can be productive employees, valuable independent citizens, homeowners, loving parents, husbands, wives, fathers, and mothers. He certainly accomplished that and so much more. Seniors, set the bar high for this next chapter in your life and aspire to be like Dr. Viscardi and the Viscardi alum before you. Be mentors, role models, advocates, but most of all, live your dream. Can't say this enough. Congratulations. Join the Viscardi alumni group. And remember one thing, you are always a part of the Viscardi family. Congratulations, seniors. It's my honor to introduce and call up Dr. Rosa to the podium for introducing our guest speaker.
Thank you for bearing with me. Technology takes a little time sometimes, but it's my honor to be here with you tonight. What a night! At this time, it is my true honor and privilege to introduce a true friend and champion for Viscardi, New York State Assembly Member Gina Saliti. During her time, yes, please. During her time in office, Assemblymember Saliti has secured crucial funding to improve the safety and accessibility of the Henry Viscardi School and Center. She's also led the Assembly's fight to establish critical funding for personal care assistance for HVS students as a permanent part of our school's base budget. Earlier this spring, in commemoration of the 70th anniversary of the Viscardi Center, the 60th anniversary of the Viscardi School, and in celebration of the 110th birthday of our beloved Dr. Viscardi, Assemblymember Saliti introduced a resolution establishing May 10th as Dr. Henry Viscardi Jr. Day in New York State. She never misses an occasion to tell everyone who will listen just how proud she is to have the Henry Viscardi School in the heart of her district. Proudly representing New York State's 16th Assembly District, please join me in welcoming Assemblymember Gina Saliti. Thank you. We love you.
Thank you so much. You need to come around to all my events and introduce me. That was incredible. Thank you, sir. My name is Gina Saliti. I'm the New York State Assemblywoman that represents this area. And fun fact, this is my very first graduation. So thank you so much for having me. And congratulations to the graduates. You have had some experience these past couple of years. My goodness. So tonight is especially special. And to the families here tonight, you all must be so proud. With the help of your family here tonight, friends, and this incredible team at the Viscardi School, you are all graduating high school today, but most of all, you did it. You didn't give up in the face of any difficulties or challenges. You pushed forward, you persevered, you did it. You know, I mentioned before, the Henry Viscardi School holds a very special place in my heart. After seeing firsthand the love, the care, and attention the staff gives to each student here, I know that they have built a strong foundation for all the children here to succeed. And as I look out into this graduating class, Henry Viscardi would be incredibly proud, as am I. So well done, and congratulations, class of 2022. I think I also have the distinct pleasure to introduce to you all this year's Salutatorian and Valedictorian, I believe. Oh, here they come, all right. So, the Salutatorian for this year's class, Hunter Tobias. And our valedictorian, Nicole Carbone. All right, so here. You're welcome. And thank you all so very, very much.
All right, don't go too far, guys. There is an academic tradition which we instituted long ago that we carry on today. This practice is acknowledgement of academic excellence. In that spirit, it is our tradition to have a leading scholar who is leaving the Henry Viscardi School at the Viscardi Center offer words of appreciation to those who made his or her learning possible and to verbally salute them for their noble work. Tonight, we have a senior ranking academically high in his class who will be attending High Point University in the fall. I am honored to present Hunter Tobias to offer the salutatory address.
It is truly my honor to read Hunter's salutatorian address. Good evening, Dr. Rosa, Ms. Ladow, Mr. Zegarelli, Ms. Daly, Ms. Caggiano, Ms. Glover, faculty, staff, and most importantly, for many of us, our families. Thank you to everyone for being here today to support the class of 2022. We would not be here without you. A special hello to the class of 2022. We made it. Over the past 13 years attending the Henry Viscardi School, I've had the privilege of participating in activities such as the Viscardi Ambassador Program, Wheelchair Basketball, National Honor Society, and Student Council. Activities such as these provide students with an opportunity to express their opinions and concerns. And in the case of the Ambassadors Program, provide an open dialogue with their able-bodied peers. These activities each a unique opportunity for all students to experience participating on a level playing field. People are unaware of both the capability and the struggles of the disabled, living in a world that is not built for us. The Henry Viscardi School levels this playing field, allowing us to take regents and college classes to play sports, make friends, and have our essential needs met. From the open concept to the staff and small class sizes that know, when to help and when to step back. Viscardi is everything we need to succeed. However, it is a dome protecting us from the world that is not designed with us in mind. When we graduate, we take lessons, protection that Viscardi offers us. We can always come back home to Viscardi, but the goal at large is to bring Viscardi to the world outside our sliding doors. I truly believe the way to bring Dr. Viscardi's vision to the world is to bring the world to the Viscardi School. Through the programs I have talked about, such as ambassadors, student council, and basketball, we can reach out and allow others to see our true selves and not just our wheelchair. Speaking of wheelchairs, I think most of us know that they are not perfect either. Unlike a car, we cannot test drive it, nor can we just get out and stretch our legs if the ride is uncomfortable. We spend time customizing our chairs to our specific needs, and let's not even talk about the money. But I'll just say I could have 2 cars and choose which one I wanted to drive each morning for the cost of just 1 wheelchair. Again, this puts bumps in our road, sometimes quite literally. Imagine if the engineers, insurance agents, and city planners came to our school. Perhaps they could develop improvements they didn't even know we needed. They might even go back to the city offices and design a more accessible world, taking a little bit of Viscardi with them. This connects to my hope to become a mechanical engineer working towards acceptance and accessibility. Over the last decade, I have met extremely incredible people who see me as I am and not my limitations. These people include the friends I've made and the staff who feel like family. I could go on forever about the staff. There is not a single person in this school that does not go above and beyond for the students. Even outside of school hours, extra assistance is granted to us without the fear of being burdensome. They love us, and we love them right back. Our teachers allow us to embrace our true selves, get to know everyone as a person rather than just a student, and often bring humor to the classroom. And a quick shout out to the bathroom staff, who are quite literally true heroes. Whatever we need. Whatever we need, they are there for us, never judging us or treating us as less than who we are. I would like to take some time to mention my friends because I would not be here without them. They are inspiring, helpful, courageous, but most of all, extremely stubborn. Even though we have our differences, they support me in anything and everything I hope to accomplish. They pick up objects I might drop on the floor, they call a teacher if I need assistance, act as my translator when needed, and they make me laugh harder than I ever have before. Friends like these are not rare to find here at Viscardi. Every corner I turn, there is someone with a bright smile on their face, no matter the circumstance. The final group of people I would like to recognize are the students. Families sitting here today, none of this would be possible without you. You found a school that fits us, got us ready for school, packed our lunches, and did countless other things for us. And we are forever grateful. Thank you for never giving up on us. To my family, my mother, my father, and brother Joshua, I faced good and bad days. But never has your support wavered, and I appreciate you all more than you will ever know. To quote Stephen Hawking, the past, like the future, is indefinite and exists only as a spectrum of possibilities. This is the definition of the Henry Viscardi School. Here, there have never been limits placed on our success. Each day we are taught not only to rise up to challenges, but to exceed expectations beyond what anyone believes possible. My most sincere desire is that we radiate this into the world around us. So I leave you with this. Choose to face each challenge with grace, continue to exceed expectations, do not limit yourself, nor let others limit you, and never stop striving to be the greatest you can be. To the class of 2022, you have always been there for me. I will greatly miss each and every one of you. So thank you, Viscardi family and staff, parents, and especially the class of 2022, for not only changing my life, but for never giving up on me.
Thank you, Hunter. It is also our tradition to have a leading academic student of the class offer official fair words of farewell. I now have the honor of presenting the student with the highest academic record in the class. She will be attending Adelphi University in the fall. Please welcome the valedictorian of the class of 2022, Nicole Carbone.
Dr. Rosa, Miss Ladow, Miss Daly, Mr. Zigarelli, Miss Caggiano, Miss Glover, faculty, staff, and the class of 2022. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight. We are finally graduating. HVS class of 2022, congratulations. We did that. Can you believe it? 4 years ago, we started high school. And most of us walked, well, actually rolled, into the halls, nervous about our futures, about if this very moment would come. Thankfully for us, it all somehow worked out in the end. Despite all the hurdles put in front of us, together we survived COVID, even though it's still happening, but we figured it out, I guess. We survived standardized testing, though somehow we managed to dodge most of those. Pep rallies, field days, fun days, and boring ones. We reached the finish line of our high school careers and are looking at the next leg of the race. Maybe just as nervous as we were those first days in the high school hallway, but we will make it work out in the end just the same. When people talk about school and graduation, they often talk about the 4 years of high school. Looking back, even though I started this speech that way. However, some of us have been at Viscardi for more than 4 years. Some of us have never been to a school that wasn't Henry Viscardi School. Others joined us later down the road. No matter when you found your way to HVS, we've all faced tremendous challenges in and out of school. Throughout it all, we have had the privilege to be surrounded by a solid support system, both at HVS, which can feel like home, or in our actual family homes. Everyone needs that kind of support to survive anywhere in life, and we are all lucky to have been fortunate enough to be surrounded at this time by people who care. I would like to thank my nurses, teachers, service providers, and especially my family. You have been there for me for everything, through everything. So thank you. I am eternally grateful for all of you. Meredith Grey from Grey's Anatomy once said, "Don't let fear keep you quiet. You have a voice, so use it. Speak up, raise your hands, shout your answers, make yourself heard. Whatever it takes, just find your voice, and when you do, fill the silence." This statement applies to us. Each and every one of us must abdicate for ourselves every day in varying capacities. We have done so for most of our lives, oftentimes just to fulfill our basic needs to get through the day. Viscardi has encouraged us to find our voices, to help ourselves to speak up when we need something, to not let our fear of how others might see us keep us quiet. However, We also should speak up for what we believe is right, and for those that haven't had the crash course in advocacy Viscardi taught us. As we graduate from high school and enter the world at large, it is important we try and make some changes in this messed up world. We have been forced by our circumstances to learn to advocate for ourselves, but we can translate this skill into advocating for others and making a difference. Even if you think it'll do nothing, doing anything is better than actually sitting back and doing nothing. Make yourself heard. This is the advice I want to pass on. Raise your hand, and if no one calls on you, speak up anyway. Speak up when you see an injustice. Speak up for those that cannot speak up for themselves, or for those who were never taught how. Make yourself heard, and as Meredith said, fill the silence. Write your own story, and never let anyone bring you down. Live in your truth, speak your truth, and be yourself. Graduation is the conclusion of one chapter and the beginning of another. Today, our graduation day is proof we are prepared for what lies ahead. Our diplomas are our passports to the next adventure. We have dealt with a lot, we have seen a lot, and we have learned a lot. We have faced multiple challenges in our lives and came out on the other side still here and still learning. So try not to worry, class of 2022, because trust me, worrying does not solve anything. Do we know what is going to happen next? No, we don't, but we got this. We will learn from our mistakes. We will problem solve if we have an issue, and we will be okay. We will advocate as we were taught to, and not let our fear keep us quiet. We will thrive on our own separate paths. You just have to wake up the next day and live in the unknown. Stay open to the possibilities that lie ahead, and never let fear keep you from speaking your truth. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, wish you all the very best. Congratulations to all of us again, and thank you.
Great job, Nicole. I'd like to invite Dr. Rosa to the podium to introduce tonight's commencement speaker.
It's okay. Thank you. It is now my distinct honor to introduce this evening's commencement speaker, Emily Ladow. Emily is a passionate disability rights activist, writer, storyteller, and digital communications consultant. She's the author of Demystifying Disability: What to Know, What to Say, and How to Be an Ally, published by 10-Speed Press and imprint of Penguin Random House. A Long Island native, Emily graduated with the BA in English from Adelphi University in 2013 and now serves on their board of trustees. In 2017, she was named one of Adelphi's 10 under 10 young alumni. In 2018, she was awarded the Paul Hearn Emerging Leader Award, named in memory of a legendary disability rights leader and Henry Viscardi School alumnus, whose mural is right outside of this auditorium, by the way, from the American Association of People with Disabilities. Earlier this year, the Jewish Federation of North America and the Religious Action Center of Reformed Judaism honored Emily with their Disability Advocate of the Year Award. Emily provides communication and social media strategy consulting, as well as editorial services for multiple disability-centered organizations and initiatives. She's the digital content and community manager for the Disability and Philanthropy Forum. Previously, she served as the founding editor-in-chief of the Rooted in Rights blog, a platform dedicated to amplifying authentic narratives on the disability experience through an intersectional lens. A prolific author and incisive social commentator, Emily's writing has been published in outlets including the New York Times, Self, Salon, Vice, and HuffPost. She served as a source for outlets that include PBS NewsHour, NPR, Vox, and The Washington Post. Emily has spoken before numerous audiences, from the U.S. Department of Education to the United Nations, and momentarily to our Viscardi community. And she hosts the Accessible Stall podcast, a show that takes deep dives into disability issues. Central to all of Emily's work is her focus on harnessing the power of storytelling as a tool for people to become engaged in disability and social justice issues. A fun fact about Emily, her career actually began at the young age of 10 years old when she appeared on several episodes of Sesame Street to educate children about her life with a physical disability. Here to deliver this evening's commencement address, which incidentally, in true Sesame Street fashion, is sponsored by the letters H, V, S, and the numbers 2022, please join me in welcoming the incomparable Emily Liddell.
Good evening, everyone. I want to say first and foremost that you just heard 2 amazing speeches, so I don't think you need to hear anything else from me. That is it. Good night. In all seriousness, I want to extend a very, very big thank you first to Dr. Chris Rosa for his kind and enthusiastic invitation to join all of you tonight for such an exciting occasion. And I really cannot even begin to express to you how humbled and happy I am to be with all of you. And I promise they're not paying me to say that, although it's for the best because I'm going to be honest, I likely actually owe some money to the Viscardi Center to make up for insurance costs after I had a little, shall we say, incident while taking driving lessons here back in 2013. It was the early days of my learning process, and I swung a right turn much too fast. Before I could recover the steering wheel, I found myself careening off the road, through a wire fence, past a bunch of trees, straight into a ditch, and quite honestly, if I went any further, I would have been joining the synagogue next door for Friday night services. Do not worry, no one was hurt, and I promise adapted driving lessons here are very, very safe. Life happens, and I just beat up the adapted van a bit, but truth be told, my confidence also took a bit of a beating. After the driving incident, I came down so hard on myself. I was convinced that I had failed, that there was no point in trying again, but my family and the driving instructor, Ed Colvard, who has since retired, encouraged me to dust myself back off, to get back out on the road. So I did. And anyway, the fact that Viscardi seemingly doesn't have my photo on a wall with a big sign saying, "Don't let this woman drive our vehicles" or "Speak at our commencement" is a huge victory in my book. So not only do I get to be here with all of you tonight, but I actually did successfully get my driver's license in 2014. So all's well that ends well, and I am truly proud of both things. So you might now be thinking, I've just set up the perfect moment to launch into my big inspirational speech fitting for such an important milestone, just like the one that we're all here for tonight. Well, I am so sorry to burst your bubble, This will not be that kind of speech because you see, as a person with a disability, that would be really cliche. That would be really predictable. And people with disabilities are constantly viewed through a lens of inspiration. You got out of bed this morning even though you have a disability? That is inspiring. You learned to drive even though you have a disability? Inspiring. You're not physically able to drive, but you're living your life anyway? Inspiring. You graduated high school even though you have a disability? Inspiring. And now you're gonna go to college or get a job even though you have a disability? I am inspired. But are these things really inspiring though? It is no doubt true that you have all navigated so much to be here today. I don't want you to think for even 1 second that graduating is not a huge accomplishment that should make you so proud. I am so proud of you, and I know that everyone here is proud of you. But the thing is that what you're doing right now, finishing school, it's actually really common in this country, and that is precisely why it's so awesome. So often people say that they are inspired by people with disabilities for doing everyday things because we've been taught to have such low expectations for the disability community. We simply assume that there's so much that disabled people are incapable of that it's pretty easily forgotten that we're in fact just ordinary human beings like everyone else. And as you leave this warm and accepting environment that you've grown up in, chances are you're unfortunately going to come across plenty of people who hold low expectations for what you can do, who might call you inspiring just for living your life. I know that I have encountered this so much that if I had $1 for every time it happened, I bet I could single-handedly start a fund to buy some new adapted vans for the Viscardi Center. Remember this, you don't need to prove your worth to anyone. You are all more than anyone's low expectations, and there is so much to celebrate about who you are. But you might also find yourself feeling pressure to be some kind of superhuman. After all, I'm pretty sure that we have all seen those stories on social media about people with disabilities who have inspired everyone by climbing a mountain or leaping a tall building in a single bound. And sure, that is very cool. But just like I said, when it comes to low expectations, you do not need to pressure yourself to live up to unreasonably high expectations just to prove your worth either. So as you embark on this next part of your journey, I know it can be really easy to let yourself get lost in the expectations that others have for you. So here's my best advice to handle that, which I'm still learning and practicing after my lifetime of 30 years so far, of trying to surpass or live up to everyone else's expectations. Ask yourselves, what expectations do I have for me? What do I want to achieve? Where do I want my life to go? And how can I live my life for me on my own terms? I know that the answers to these questions might not always seem obvious or easy to figure out. Do not underestimate yourself. Do not be afraid to speak up and speak out for what you need to get what you want. Do not hold back from advocating for yourself. Even when the road ahead might seem uncertain or overwhelming, never forget you know yourself best. Trust yourself. And if you need help or support along the way, that is more than okay. We all need help sometimes. Do not be afraid to ask for it. No matter what, though, your direction is yours to decide, and how you get there is up to you. Of course, we all already know that unfortunately life is not always sunshine and rainbows when you experience disability. As we've heard in some of the other speeches tonight, You're going to hit bumps in the road. You may get knocked down. You'll encounter prejudiced attitudes, physical obstacles, tough choices, and difficult emotional moments. Your path forward might actually just go sideways or change entirely. But I am not going to tell you that it is up to you to inspire everyone around you by overcoming these challenges. Instead, I am going to encourage you to keep going right on through whatever comes your way, knowing that no matter what happens, you are worthy just as you are. Whatever you do or do not do, you are worthy just as you are. And hey, if you're like me and you're not at all a morning person, then maybe I will grant you that it is actually slightly inspiring that you got out of bed this morning and made it here tonight. And if you do want to climb a mountain, who am I to stop you? Go for it. I will cheer you on from the bottom. But remember, you have already been living a rich and complex and messy and beautiful life that brought you here today. Celebrate that not because it's inspiring, but because it is deeply real and human. I honor the humanity that you bring to this world, and I believe that wherever your paths may lead, you have so much to offer this world in any way you choose, living up to your own expectations, exactly as you are. Congratulations, Henry Viscardi School Class of 2022, you did it!
Okay, at this time, graduates, class of 2022, please come backstage to prepare to receive your diplomas and have your tassel turned. We'd also like to invite our special guest, New York State Senator Anna Kaplan, to the stage for the awarding of the diplomas. Head on back. have the honor to present the class of 2022 their diplomas in course. By the powers vested in me by the trustees of the Henry Viscardi School, the mandamus of the Board of Regents of New York, and the affirmation of the faculty, I herewith confer upon you the diploma in course of its offices, and I assign you all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining hereto, and I welcome you to the community of scholars. Time we all been waiting for. Nicole Carbone. Petros D'Amico. Nicholas Daniello. Good job, Nick. Lawrence Foster. Eli Goley. Good job, Eli. Emily Matos.
Good job, Emily.
Kylie McDonald. Jeremy Penna. Antonio Puglisi. Theodore Ram. Brianna Ramsandar. Hunter Tobias. Giancarlo Vargas. And our last graduate for this evening, Enrique Yanis Mendoza. Waiting for Enrique to get back down. He's on his way. Yep. Let's have one more round of applause for all of our graduates. There he is. Tonight we are also honored to have Viscardi's New York State Senator Anna Kaplan join us. Senator Kaplan has been a fierce and dedicated advocate for the Henry Viscardi School, ensuring we receive critical funding we need to deliver high-quality education to our students. She has visited us many times over the past several years, and we have also had the opportunity to meet her in Albany, as well as join her as her guest on the Senate floor. Senator, we now invite you to address our graduates.
Good evening, everybody. What a beautiful evening. I hope all of your hearts are filled with love and hope, just like me. My name is Anna Kaplan. I'm New York State Senator for the 7th Senate District. And I'm so excited to be back here at the Henry Viscardi School to offer my congratulations to all of the distinguished scholars in the class of 2022. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the entire Viscardi School family, CEO Dr. Chris Rosa, Board Chair Beth Daly, and all the parents, teachers, administrators, and support staff who have all shown extraordinary dedication to our scholars during these challenging times. We've all lived through a really challenging couple of years, but each and every one of you has persisted, worked hard, and despite unprecedented obstacles, you triumphed and reached this important milestone. For that, you should be very, very proud. As you leave here today, you're beginning a new chapter in your life's journey. And as you do so, I want you all to remember, aim high, dream big, and believe in yourself, and don't take no for an answer. Every one of you has been blessed not only with a great education here at the Viscardi School, but also with a community that loves you and supports you, and a community that will do anything to help you live your dreams. I have no doubt in my mind that each and every one of you will go on to do great things, and that you will make all of us very proud. Thank you, congratulations, congratulations, and the best of luck to all of you.
Thank you again, Senator Kaplan, for being part of our graduation ceremony and sending our graduates off with those words of wisdom. Thank you again. Nicole Carbone, just please join me on stage. Nicole's going to help me present Ms. Ladow, our commencement speaker, with some artwork. And I'll show it to everybody in a minute. Okay, now I invite Ms. Caggiano to present the Heartfelt Teacher and Education Award to this year's recipient.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations again to all of our Henry Viscardi School 2022 graduates. I am privileged to announce the recipients of the Henry Viscardi School 2022 Heartfelt Teacher and Education Award. The school faculty votes on the teacher to receive the Heartfelt Teacher Award. This awardee has been chosen based on their dedication and commitment to the students attending the Henry Viscardi School. This year's recipients began their career at the Henry Viscardi School in 1985 as a teaching assistant. Then from 1987 to 1989, this individual was hired as a teacher. Tonight's recipient then took some time off to raise a family. In 2007, this individual returned as a substitute teacher before returning as a full-time teacher in 2008. Solomon Ortiz is quoted as saying, "Education is the key to success in life, and teachers make a lasting impact in the lives of their students." So, as the quote says, teachers make a lasting impact in the lives of their students. I decided to go directly to the students. I asked your students to tell me in one word what they think about you, their teacher. Immediately they responded with awesome, great, kind, nice, and wants us to learn. I then asked them to share something memorable or something they will miss about you, their teacher. Very quickly, one student shared his favorite memories, which were making food, such as churros, listening to country music, and rooting for the Mets, even though one of your students made it clear that he was a Yankees fan. Is something all of your students shared as what makes you special and what they will remember about being in your class. The students all shared an enjoyment of playing the game Wordle as a group. But as I listened to the students, they began speaking of academics as part of their fond memories. Your students made such comments as, playing Wordle was fun, but it also helped build our vocabulary. And I enjoy taking social studies tests. Brad Henry is quoted as saying, "A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning." Based on these students' comments, tonight's recipient has done just that. I also had the opportunity to reach out to the family members of tonight's recipient and asked if they would like to share something special, and they shared the following. Our mom dedicated almost all of her teaching career to working at the Henry Viscardi School and has loved each and every day. She loved it so much that 3 of her daughters wanted to work here as well. There's a quote that says, "If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life." Our mom has never worked a day in her life because she absolutely loves her job. She is always excited to talk about the Henry Viscardi School with pride and loves to share what an amazing place it is to be a part of. We know how much her students love being a member of her class each year. Her high expectations for student success and engaging lessons have created a classroom environment where students grow, learn, and enjoy their time at school. Our mom's work ethic and dedication in her career has given us the best example of what to strive for in life. As we listen to the words of tonight's recipient's family, her dedication to the students at the Henry Viscardi School has not only impacted the lives of her students, but has also impacted the lives of her family. Finally, Michael Marpugo is quoted as saying, "It's the teacher that makes the difference, not the classroom." Whether tonight's recipient is remembered by students for making them chocolate chip pancakes just because, for driving to students' homes to hand deliver holiday gifts or provide support and encouragement, not only for the students, but for the families as well, or just remembered for teaching them to love learning. I'm sure all of the students you have worked with, past and present, will remember you fondly for your dedication and support of nature. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the Henry Viscardi School Heartfelt 2022 Teacher and Education Award, Miss Eileen Brandt.
Oh boy. I was all set to yell at Angelo for shaving some years off my time here. I said to Patty Fisher, who was Quinlan when I started, that I know a lot of names, maiden names of these people. So that's my proof that I've been here a long time. Wow, congratulations. Most of you have passed through my doors. We've learned together. We've had a lot of fun. It's been great. My expectations for these students, my bar has always been high. And I know that because I've had complaints from parents about my academic standards. But we worked through it. And the one thing I want to say to all of you is I wish you all the best. It has been my honor and privilege to work at this school. It has been my honor and privilege to work with this staff. I never worked a day in my life because I always loved coming here, except I am a little tired because I did go to the Met game last night, and I have no voice. Anyway, I'll be moving down south. Charlotte, if you're ever in the area, come on by. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good luck, everybody.
And our daughters and husband are in the corner over there. I'm not sure if they knew she was. And when I was writing this, and I know the 14 years wasn't completely accurate, so we'll have to readjust that. She's been with us for approximately 30 years, so I apologize. Okay, at this time, we asked our stage party to move down to the reserved seats on the floor to view the slideshow presentation. Sorry. Close your remarks.
Your little hands wrapped around my finger, and it's so quiet in the world tonight. Your little eyelids flutter 'cause you're dreaming, so I tuck you in, turn on your favorite night light. To you, everything's funny. You got nothing to regret. I'd give all I have, honey, if you could stay like that. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up, don't you ever grow up, just stay this little. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up, don't you ever grow up, it could stay this simple. I won't let nobody hurt you, won't let no one break your heart. No, no one will desert you. Just try to never grow up. And never grow up. You're in the car on the way to the movies, and you're mortified your mom's dropping you off. At 14, there's just so much you can't do, and you can't wait to move out someday and call your own shots. But don't make her drop you off around the block. Remember that she's getting older too, and don't lose the way that you dance around in your PJs getting ready for school. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up, don't you ever grow up, just stay this little. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up, don't you ever grow up, it could stay this simple. And no one's ever burned you, nothing's ever left you scarred. And even though you want to, Just try to never grow up. Take pictures in your mind of your childhood room. Memorize what it sounded like when your dad gets home. Remember the footsteps, remember the words said, and your little brother's favorite songs. I just realized everything I have is someday gonna be gone. So here I am in my new apartment in a big city. They just dropped me off. It's so much colder than I thought it would be, so I tucked myself in and turned my nightlight on. Wish I'd never grown up. I wish I'd never grown up. Wish I'd never grown up, could still be little. Oh, I don't wanna grow up. Wish I'd never grown up, could still be simple. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up, don't you ever grow up, just stay this little. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up, don't you ever grow up, could stay this simple. Hurt you, wanna know and break your heart, and even though you want to, please try to never go. Don't you ever go. Never grow. Just never grow. I'll smile, I know what it takes to fool this town. I'll do it till the sun goes down and out through the night time. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what you wanna hear. Keep my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. It's never the right time. Yeah. I put my arm around, show you how strong I am. I put my arm around, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries today. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. Break down, only alone I will cry out now. You'll never see what's hiding out deep down. Yeah, I know, I've heard that to let you feel and show is the only way to make friendships grow, but I'm too afraid now. Yeah, I put my arm around, show you how strong I am. I put my arm around, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries today. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. I put my arm around, show you how strong I am. I put my arm around, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable.
Hope when you take that jump, you don't fear the fall. Hope when the water rises, you build a wall. Hope when the crowd screams out, you're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you choose to stay. Hope that you fall in love and it hurts so bad. Hey, the only way you can know, you give it all you have. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. Hope when the moment comes, you'll say, I did it all. I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. Yeah, with every broken bone, I swear I lived. Hope that you spend your days, but they all add up. And when that sun goes down, hope you raise your cup.
Class of 2022. My goodness, how did we do this year after year? I am absolutely tingling with emotion. The pride, the joy, the nostalgia. Anybody else here feeling nostalgic? Thinking about their own high school maybe? And their own graduation? The year was 1985. 1985. The Mets were winning. It's always a good thing. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band were wrapping up their Born in the USA World Tour. Also a really good thing in my book. And my neighborhood in Queens, for the first time ever, got wired for cable TV. It was an incredible summer. By the way, you guys, cable TV was before Netflix. We had this thing called home box office. And there were only 2 PG movies, so they were the only movies that my parents let me watch. Howard the Duck and the Blues Brothers. Anybody hear the Blues Brothers? I love the Blues Brothers. I learned the legend of Jake and Elwood. I learned to love sweet soul music and R&B. I learned about Aretha Franklin. Anybody know Aretha Franklin? Ray Charles, great artist with a disability, by the way. Cab Calloway. Anybody here at Cab Calloway? You graduates, have you heard of Cab Calloway? Anybody? You have? Is it okay for the class of 2022? Will you do it with me? Howdy, 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 hi. Odi, 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 oh. Edie, edie, edie. Howdy, 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 oh. Oh my goodness, you're in such good voice. Give yourselves a round of applause. What a night. What a night. Tonight, we celebrate you, the class of 2022. We're awed by your accomplishments. We take pride in your pride identities that are actively shaping the face of our school and our communities and contemporary American life. And make no mistake, you are ready. You're ready for the next step. You're ready for what life holds. And you're ready because of what the Henry Viscardi School, because of what your teachers and educators have imprinted upon you. The values of independence, self-determination, and fierce pride in your identities as people with disabilities. But make no mistake, you've left your imprint on each and every one of us. Through your brilliance, You've redefined academic excellence at the Henry Viscardi School. Through your grit and your persistence, through the darkest days of the pandemic, you've redefined what resilience means for each and every one of us. And because of your love of each other, your love of your teachers, your love of your school, you've deepened our community and you've uplifted our culture here at the Henry Viscardi School. And that is your legacy, and that is the debt that we owe you. And it's our job to build upon what you have left here at the Henry Viscardi School. And we are so grateful. And we're so proud and eager to see you go out and make the same imprint on the community at large. To see you go out and through your independence and advocacy, make the world more accessible and inclusive for everyone. As you go out in the workplace, to leverage your experience with remote learning and hybrid learning, to redefine what the modern workplace looks like, and to reimagine who belongs in truly inclusive new American workforces. That will be you. And finally, because of your fierce pride in your identity as people with disabilities, you will join a generation of disability activists like Emily Liddell, who are dramatically redefining what it means to be an American with disabilities in contemporary American life. And that is a source of great pride to all of us, and that's what we celebrate here tonight. As you are able, or even if you're not able, I ask you to look around you, to feel all around you, and feel the love in this room. All of us here are so singularly proud of everything you've accomplished and so devoted to celebrating your success tonight. Everyone is here. Your educators, your family, your friends, everyone, almost everyone. There is one person who is conspicuous by his absence, who I know deeply wanted to be here, and that's your friend, John Kemp. John was a remarkable CEO and leader of the Henry Viscardi Center, a remarkable president of the Henry Viscardi School. For some of you, you met Mr. Kemp when you were in the first grade, and it was his sincere hope and belief that he was going to be with you at every leg of the journey until you got here to the finish line. And life intervened, and he transitioned about 6 months shy of your graduation. But then he gave me my most humbling honor, the most humbling honor I've ever received in my personal and professional life. He gave me the baton and gave me the privilege of rooting you on till you got to the finish line. And here you are, at the finish line. You made it. And so, congratulations, class of 2022. Always remember that wherever you go and whatever you do, you're a part of Viscardi, and Viscardi is part of you. We love you. Congratulations, class of 2022. Thank you. Following our recession, we ask you all to join us for a gala and celebratory dessert celebration in our cafe. Thank you very much. Looking forward to partying with you next door. Thank you. You were awesome. Would you just, it provides maybe some closure a little bit. It was such an honor. Thank you for giving me that opportunity. Nobody.
can almost see it. That dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaking, but I gotta keep trying. Gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. It ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking, sometimes might knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. I may not know it, but these are the moments that I'm gonna remember most. Yeah, just gotta keep going, and I gotta be strong. Just keep pushing on, 'cause there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle, and sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move.